History isn't just dates and battles. It's a vast, shadowy landscape filled with stories that were never meant to be told. Today, we're venturing deep into the forgotten corners of World War II, peeling back the layers of propaganda and time to uncover the secrets buried beneath the official records. These are the operations so clandestine, the technologies so advanced, and the stories so strange, they sound more like fiction than fact. But I assure you, they are very, very real. Let's start with a mission straight out of a spy thriller, Operation Mincemeat. In 1943, the Allies were planning to invade Sicily, a move the Germans fully expected to throw them off. British intelligence concocted one of the most audacious deception plans in history. They took the body of a homeless man, gave him a new identity as Major William Martin of the Royal Marines, and packed his briefcase with fake top-secret documents. These documents detailed a fictitious plan to invade Greece and Sardinia, completely bypassing Sicily. The body was then dropped by a submarine off the coast of Spain, where they knew pro-German officials would find it and pass the information straight to Berlin. Hitler took the bait, hook, line, and sinker. He diverted crucial divisions to Greece, leaving Sicily dangerously undermanned. When the Allies finally stormed the beaches of Sicily, they met far less resistance than anticipated. The success of Operation Mincemeat saved thousands of Allied lives and significantly shortened the war in Italy. It was a masterclass in psychological warfare, proving that sometimes the most powerful weapon isn't a bomb, but a brilliantly crafted lie. Now, let's talk technology. We all know about the atomic bomb and the Enigma machine, but have you ever heard of the Sun Gun? This was a theoretical superweapon designed by Nazi scientists. The concept was terrifyingly simple yet ambitious: a massive, 100-meter-wide concave mirror placed in orbit 8,200 kilometers above Earth. This giant magnifying glass would focus the sun's rays onto a single point on the planet's surface, capable of boiling oceans, incinerating entire cities, and turning enemy armies to ash. The project was the brainchild of physicist Hermann Oberth, who had envisioned it for peaceful purposes back in the 1920s. But under the Nazi regime, it was repurposed into a doomsday device. Thankfully, the technological hurdles were immense. Launching such a colossal structure into orbit was far beyond their capabilities at the time. The Sun Gun remained a chilling what-if on the drawing board, a testament to the terrifying ambition of the Third Reich's weapon engineers. While the Nazis were dreaming of space weapons, the Allies were busy with their own secret projects on the ground. One of the most unusual was the Ghost Army, officially known as the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops. This unit was comprised of over 1,000 artists, designers, sound engineers, and actors. Their mission, to deceive the German army on a massive scale. They used a bizarre arsenal of inflatable tanks, rubber airplanes, and powerful sound systems that could blast the noise of an entire armored division miles away. They would arrive at a section of the front line, set up their inflatable army, broadcast fake radio chatter with convincing accents, and create the illusion of a massive force ready to attack. They'd even visit local towns, impersonating generals and spreading false information for enemy spies to overhear. The Ghost Army staged more than 20 battlefield deceptions, often operating dangerously close to the front lines. Their work is credited with diverting German units and saving countless lives, particularly during the critical period after D-Day. They were masters of illusion, fighting a war of perception with creativity and courage. But not all secrets were about deception. Some were about sheer survival and defiance. Consider the incredible story of the Night Witches. This was the German nickname for the 588th Night Bomber Regiment, an all-female Soviet Air Force unit. Flying outdated, flimsy biplanes made of wood and canvas, these women flew over 30,000 missions, primarily at night. Their planes were so slow that their maximum speed was less than the stall speed of the German fighter planes, making them incredibly difficult targets. They perfected a terrifying tactic. They would cut their engines near their target and glide silently to their drop point, the only sound being a faint whooshing noise that Germans said sounded like a witch's broomstick. This eerie silence before the explosion of their bombs struck fear into the hearts of German soldiers. These pilots, many of them just teenagers, faced extreme conditions. They had no parachutes, no guns, and no radios. They flew in open cockpits, enduring frostbite in winter and navigating by map and compass in the dark. Despite the danger and the dismissive attitude of some of their male counterparts, the Night Witches became one of the most decorated units in the Soviet Air Force, a powerful symbol of female resilience and heroism in a conflict that demanded everything from everyone. let's move to the Pacific Theater, where a different kind of secret was being deployed. Bat bombs. Yes, you heard that right. It was a bizarre and surprisingly viable plan developed by the United States. The idea was to attach tiny, time-delayed incendiary devices to thousands of Mexican free-tailed bats. These bats would be packed into special bomb-shaped casings, dropped over Japanese cities at dawn, and would then disperse. The bats would naturally seek shelter in the eaves and attics of Japan's predominantly wooden and paper buildings. After a set time, the incendiaries would ignite, starting thousands of small, scattered fires simultaneously, overwhelming the city's firefighting capabilities. The project, codenamed Project X-Ray, actually showed incredible promise during testing. In one instance, some armed bats escaped and burnt down a brand new hangar and a General S car at the Carlsbad Army Airfield in New Mexico. However, the project was slow to develop, and it was ultimately overshadowed and cancelled in favor of the much more powerful and decisive atomic bomb project. Still, the bat bomb remains one of the most imaginative, if not slightly insane, secret weapon concepts of the entire war. Finally, we uncover a secret hidden not in a government file, but in a nation's pantry. During the brutal siege of Leningrad, which lasted nearly 900 days, the city's inhabitants faced unimaginable starvation. But within the city was the Vavilov Institute of Plant Industry, which housed the world's largest and most important collection of seeds and plant specimens. It was a priceless genetic bank, a Noah's Ark of agriculture. As people starved to death in the streets outside, a small group of botanists locked themselves inside the institute. They were surrounded by tons of edible material: potatoes, rice, wheat, corn, yet they chose to starve to death. Guarding the collection, they knew that these seeds held the key to rebuilding global agriculture after the war. One scientist died at his desk, surrounded by bags of edible peanuts. Another died while protecting thousands of packets of rice. Their sacrifice ensured that this vital resource for humanity's future food security was preserved. It's a quiet, heartbreaking story of scientific dedication and a profound act of faith in a future they would never see. From phantom armies and orbital death rays to silent gliding bombers and heroic botanists, the Second World War is filled with stories that continue to defy belief. These secrets remind us that history is never a closed book. There are always more layers to explore, more truths to uncover, and more incredible human stories waiting to be told. They show us the limitless extent of human ingenuity, deception, and sacrifice during one of the darkest chapters of our shared past. What we know is just the tip of the iceberg, and beneath the surface, a world of buried secrets still waits. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the shadows of history. If you found these stories as fascinating as I did, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the past. Let me know in the comments which of these secrets surprised you the most. Until next time, keep questioning everything.